Third time we have raced on the African continent in a World Cup race, and it just keeps getting bigger. The elite women heading off just over the water temperature of 20 point, and it is Sarah Gruff going off very quickly here in this no wetsuit swim. A lot on the line today as a number of athletes need top 8 to try to qualify for their Olympic teams. As we see Sarah Gruff dolphin diving coming out of the water at the end of the 750 meters, a big jump she's still trying to make the U.S. Olympic team. That is Carrie Lang from Great Britain, who still has a chance of making the British team at her race when she gets over in Madrid. About 20 seconds back now to the main pack of women. You can see how tightly bunched they are coming through. Kathy Tremblay with a great swim. Lisa Minsik from the Netherlands coming through there as well. There's May Rabi coming through. Stevens from the United States. Marianne Ojeda with a great swim as we go back up to Sarah Gruff, who really is a terrific swimmer, working with the two-time world champion Siri Lindley in the United States, and she is still up for grabs at the final Olympic berth for that American team that will be decided in Des Moines, Iowa in June. As they come out of the water, it'll be a 300-meter run to get to the transition zone, so a chance for a few athletes to get themselves back in here. And look at the huge gap as Sarah Gruff comes out of the water with about a 25-second gap. She'll now have to make the decision on whether or not she is going to go the entire way solo or sit up and wait for the rest of the athletes to come up from behind. Carrie Lang just coming through right now as she's out of the water. Kathy Tremblay, Stevens into that bunch as well. And as you see right there coming out of the water, that is Nikki Samuels, one of the strongest cyclists in the sport. They've got 300 meters of running to get into the transition zone. Marianne Ojeda, who had the crash in Tungyang, Korea right now, just moving through as well. There's Marie Rabi. She'll be carrying the hopes of her country as well. Kate Roberts coming through right there. It looks like we're going to have 25 or 30 women together in the transition zone as they head off. A quick transition for Kathy Tremblay as she's on the bike. Nikki Samuels just beside her. And we'll see very quickly now whether or not we're going to have one large pack, but it is Sarah Gruff off the front right now as she is trying desperately to get away and see whether or not she'll be able to stay ahead of this large group of about 25 women or so. There's Lone Groves from Canada. She's coming back from a foot injury. Felicity Abram as well, heading off into that big group. Head down into the wind. And the very tough American who had a top 10 last year in Edmonton at the World Cup race, trying to test herself solo. Look at all the young kids that have come out. Many of them were bussed in for this race, seeing their very first ever international triathlon here in Richards Bay. Well, it is solo riding here, a sizable hill they have to do 8 times, and you can see the chase group now starting to bring her back. It's only about 12 seconds. Heads down, working very hard. There's another chase group behind this bunch, and that includes Heiberg from Austria as well as Canada's Carolyn Murray, and they're about 20 seconds behind this large group right now as they come through the transition zone. Some aggressive riding now as I think Sarah Gruff is back into the main group, and we look like we have 25 or 30 women. We'll give you an update here very quickly whether or not the chase group has caught on. It has all the makings of about 40 women coming off the bike at one time, and as we gear back, in fact, the chase group has caught on. There's Ricarda Lisk at 5th at the World Championships last year. A great runner, just testing her early season fitness. It's going to be 40 women heading out on this 4-lap, 10-kilometer total run, and Ricarda Lisk will be first out onto the run. There's Elizabeth May coming very quickly. Nikki Samuels into that bunch as well. DeMarco from Switzerland, who was second here last year, looking for a big race as she's trying to test herself, getting ready. There she is, just going through the screen. Kate Roberts from South Africa, trying to be the first of the athletes from her country. And as they head off onto the start of this 4-lap, 10-kilometer run, Carolyn Murray from Canada needs a top 8 here today to have a chance to make her Olympic Games team, and she's already gone into the lead. There's Heiberg in second place, and as you can see right there, Felicity Abrams sitting back in about 4th or 5th, Kathy Tremblay in 6th. As she goes through this section of the pier, they run out and back so they see each other each time, and a chance to see and evaluate whether you're moving up the screen or not. It's the 2008 Richards Bay Triathlon. There is Carolyn Murray from Canada. She has never been higher than 8th place, and right now she leads the Richards Bay Triathlon, having an absolutely phenomenal run of it. You can see the women still within less than 15 seconds, and Murray going uphill, a former cross-country and track runner and Simon Fraser University, right now using her run to its fullest ability. Felicity Abram right now with number 2 on her arm, disappointed at not making the Olympic Games team for Australia, trying desperately now to go after Carolyn Murray, and these two women are having a fantastic battle in the later stages. There's DeMarco right there and Kathy Tremblay. They're fighting it out right now for third and fourth spot. Just a few hundred meters to the finishing line, and DeMarco now starting to make her move. DeMarco right now at 36 years of age. She was second last year. I think she's going to get herself back on the podium. The fight now is for the gold medal up front, and unquestionably Carolyn Murray is going to claim herself a position to go to the Olympic Games, at least to be considered for Canada. And Carolyn Murray right now moving away from Felicity Abram through the last few hundred meters. She has never been higher than 8th. Today she's going to claim her first ever World Cup triathlon and keep herself eligible for the Canadian Olympic team going to Beijing. Canada's Carolyn Murray claiming her first ever World Cup win. 2 hours, 3 minutes, 31 seconds, showing the fatigue and the exhilaration. Felicity Abram coming across in second place, and there's DeMarco crossing the line in third. What a fantastic women's race.
Yeah, this is something I've been dreaming about forever, and really I was here to just have my best performance because I haven't been able to do that yet this year, and I know I'm fitter than I've ever been, so I had to work my butt off on the bike, but I expected that, and it paid off, and finally it paid off. I'm excited.
Well, I was actually thinking on the bike, as you do in a big pack like that. I actually went on a safari yesterday, and on my way out, you know, you kind of see what a lot of these people are living in, and I thought, well, on this run I'm just going to give it my all, and the money that I win I'm going to donate to these African kids who are starving, because it's really quite sad and you don't realise how lucky you are. So
yeah, I'm very glad because it's my first race, and I know that the first race is always a little difficult for me. My swim was a little, was not so good, and I had very good feeling on the bike, so I could get a lot of forces for the run, and that's great because I'm feeling well, and it's good for the next work to do for the Olympics. Yeah.
Well, some faces, new and young, new to the podium. Carolyn Murray, Felicity Abram, she's been there before, and the bronze medalist from the Olympic Games. DeMarco, third here today.